My husband, 40M, wants to do marriage counseling again before we actually divorce, and I, 34F, don't know if we should or not. I finally asked for a divorce, but my husband thinks we can just head back to therapy and fix everything. But how do you fix a marriage where you're told to prioritize your stepkids over your own babies? I am a 34-year-old woman, and I have been with my 40-year-old husband for 9 years. We have 2 children under the age of 2 together. My husband was married before and has 2 children, aged 12 and 14, with his ex-wife. I want to be clear that I was never the other woman in their previous marriage. Their relationship fell apart during his ex-wife's second pregnancy due to paternity doubts over both of their children. She was already in another relationship when my husband and I met, so our current issues have absolutely nothing to do with me being an outsider to their past. We had a solid marriage, and I genuinely believe my stepchildren and I had a great relationship. I never tried to be their mother. I never pushed the real mother away, and I never tried to destroy my husband's relationship with them. I never viewed my stepkids as built-in babysitters, and I was always happy to step in to help out during their mother's custody time. The problems truly started after our first baby was born. I noticed a massive shift in how I was treated when I expressed that I was tired from the baby versus when I voiced any frustration regarding what my stepchildren said or did. I couldn't vent about the stepkids without being told that I signed up for this life. Even my husband would be understanding if I needed a break because the baby was crying. But if the stepkids were being rude or demanding a different dinner than the rest of the family, suddenly I was the problem. It wasn't just his family. The fact that he was the one treating me this way was the real issue. Then, when I was pregnant with our second child, the stepkids began refusing to listen to me entirely, claiming I had no authority because I wasn't their mom. After they threw fits about me and our oldest being present for family time, we went to family therapy. During those sessions, the kids explicitly stated that they didn't see me or our children as family. They insisted they were at our house to see their dad alone, and that both I and the baby were intruders. They even admitted they used to like me until they realized I wasn't their real family. It was heartbreaking. My husband tried to comfort me, but it was a heavy blow, and I had to start thinking about my own children. We spent 6 months in marriage counseling, but it didn't solve the core issue. A few weeks ago, our youngest was hospitalized with severe breathing issues. While he was in the hospital, my stepdaughter had a major dance competition. My husband chose to go to the competition while I stayed at the hospital with our sick baby, which really angered his family. I was told that I am supposed to be the stepmother of the century and that I should essentially forget about my own children to show up for my stepkids. They called me a stepmonster and accused me of favoring my own children. When I told my husband, he just told me to ignore his parents. A few days later, he complained that it was a shame I didn't make it to the concert, suggesting I should have found someone else to watch our baby, even though he'd slipped out to a bar after 20 minutes. My stepdaughter then chimed in saying she didn't want me there anyway. My husband immediately acted like I had snapped back at her, even though I didn't say a word. He told me I had an attitude and claimed that if these were my biological children, I would have powered through regardless of the circumstances. That turned into a massive fight. I went to my parents' house to clear my head, and I finally realized how much easier it is to be a mother when I'm not being criticized for choosing my kids over his. I told him I wanted a divorce. He was shocked and thought I was being dramatic, but I stood my ground. Since I filed, he has been begging for marriage counseling, claiming we can save our family. I keep asking him what family he is talking about, since he has made it clear he expects me to be a better stepmother than I am a mother to my own children. I want us to co-parent effectively for the sake of our kids, but I don't see the point in reconciling.